we are going to be taking a look at the 3 players who are going to have make or break seasons for the Detroit Lions in 2019. Before we get into the video, I want to let you guys know that on the shop there will be shirts that say King of the North. Now, these shirts are not up there yet. I don't know if they'll be there when you click on the link, but whenever they are, those shirts, when they are sold, all the profit will be going to a charity. Yes, that's right. We're going to give all of our money to the Alliance to End the Homelessness. Let's just have a shirt that comes out that's King of the North, so it's super cool to represent because, you know, we are the King of the North as the Detroit Lions. We will be for 2019, so why not wear the merch now? And also, all the profit that comes from me, you know, selling those shirts will go directly to charity. And if you guys don't believe me, I will show you, but there has to be sales made, obviously, to get profit there. So just know that if you guys buy one of those shirts, they will be going directly to charity, the profit that is made. So if you guys want to check those out when they are up, you definitely can. Anyways, let's get right into the video. All right, and here are the 3 players. Coming in at number 3, we have Theoretic, and this is kind of an obvious one. Theoretic obviously has a big season in 2019, and it's really, we're not even sure if he's going to make the team or not. At this point, he's hoping to make the team, and if he makes the team, it's a make or break season. If he doesn't make the team, well, just ignore him on the list then. But if he does, he really has to show out. I mean, at this point, we have just so many running backs that he has to play really well. He's got guys like Ty Johnson, who he just brought in, that are going to be directly competing with Theoretic for not only playing time, but for the same type of play style. Look, Ty Johnson, a guy that can catch the ball in the backfield. Now, he didn't do a lot of it in college, but this is a very, very fast running back, and he has that skill set. He's been showing it throughout minicamp. So if that's the case, then it's going to be very hard for Theoretic to keep a roll with the Detroit Lions because that's what he's known for. He's known for catching the ball out of the backfield. Now, I'm under the belief that if you block, you can run the ball. And I think Theoretic, if we have a good offensive line that can block, Theoretic can run the ball very well. And I think we can mix that in. I think it's kind of our fault that we don't give it to him more. We make it obvious when he comes out that we're going to throw the ball. It's not really Theoretic's fault. It's kind of our offense's fault. But anyways, I think it's huge for Theoretic. If he makes the team, he has to be outstanding if he wants to stay here for 2020. But if he doesn't play very well, I mean, this is a guy that could be moved during the season. Like, we can move this guy before the trade deadline. He could be cut. There's a lot of options because we have so much depth at that running back position. If Theoretic makes a team, I'm rooting for you, Theoretic. Go do your thing. Now, next up, coming in at number 2, we have Rick Wagner, the Detroit Lions offensive lineman. He's an offensive tackle right now. But this is a guy we signed a few years back, and a lot of people weren't sure why we gave him so much money. Some people are still questioning, was it worth giving him that much money? And that question is kind of still to be answered. I think he's been a solid guy. He has had to deal with some injuries, but I think he's been a solid guy. Like, you just need offensive linemen that you can rely on. I feel like we've been able to rely on Rick Wagner. When he's not been hurt, he's been a fine offensive lineman. He hasn't been great, but he's been fine. With that being said, this is a huge year for Rick Wagner. If he wants to stick around for 2020 and future years, he has to play very well because if he doesn't, the Detroit Lions have an opportunity, I should say, to move on from Rick Wagner, save a lot of money. And we know we've been talking about the Jadeveon Clowney thing. That kind of rumor has been going around for 2020. Well, if Rick Wagner doesn't play well this season, there's a good chance the Detroit Lions will use that money elsewhere. Maybe to go get a guy like Jadeveon Clowney. Somewhere the Detroit Lions will use that money somewhere else, and they'll get a different offensive lineman, someone younger, probably in the draft for 2020. So I'm not trying to look too far ahead, but with that being said, Rick Wagner, this is a big season for you. It's definitely a make or break deal at this point. And now finally, coming in at number 1, who else could be at number 1? Like, honestly, who else could I possibly put at number 1? It's Kenny Golladay. Okay, so Kenny Golladay hasn't. Okay, just stop. It's a joke. It's a joke. I know you guys are already scrolling down for the comments, ready to give me some hate real quick. You click that dislike button. No, I'm kidding. It's Tease Tabor. Like, this is an obvious one. It's got to be Tease. He has the most improved in 2019. We've been hyped throughout the offseason, like, oh, he's getting interceptions, stuff like that. Hasn't played well during the season ever. But with that being said, he could do that in 2019. He has an opportunity to potentially be our number 2 cornerback at some point. Like, it is open for you, Tease. That role is sitting right there on a silver platter. You just got to go take it. And a second-round pick coming out of Florida, the same year that Jared Davis was selected, he could be the second starter for the Detroit Lions now, possibly that number 2 cornerback across from Darius Slay. That would be amazing. I'm definitely rooting for you, Tease. I hope all that work that you put in during the offseason, you know, when you worked with Chad Ochocinco, all of that stuff that you did and how well you played during the offseason definitely pays off during the season. That way we can find our future number 2 cornerback. And those are the 3 players with make or break seasons 2019. Make sure you check out the shop. The link is in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'm out.